Welcome to ChatterBox with Bildo and Lindalin.
Your fun-sized podcast guaranteed to make you giggle. Hello, Lindsay.
Hello, Billy.
Ding.
God, save me.
I actually had nothing to do with that. Hello.
I was going to say, we're talking about Reiki. I didn't know, are there sound bathing stuff?
Not at all.
Reiki? Oh, okay.
Not at all. Yes, we're talking about Reiki today on ChatterBox.
Yes.
Hey, girl.
Oh, hi.
Because I went to an appointment, Reiki appointment.
Yes. And I have to say,
Yes.
I am a very intrigued skeptic.
Yes.
Rightfully so, right?
And it's so funny because obviously, like, it's so funny when you talk about me and Cameron because you and Henry are also very much the same in so many respects because I said to him, oh, babe, I'm going to a Reiki appointment. And he was like, what the fuck is that?
And why are we wasting our time and money on it?
Totally. He was like, can you get that back on insurance? And like in health insurance, I was like,
No.
no, you can't. And he was like, oh, okay, I guess you really need it.
Now, tell me what, because I don't even know
Yes.
this because I haven't asked you anything about it because
No.
I knew we were going to talk about it today. So why did you go?
I just wanted like my energy to be cleared up.
Okay. What's wrong with your energy?
I just felt like for a long time, I feel like I've for a long time been looking for something. Like, you know how like, again, you're a skeptic, so you don't like really believe in these things. But I mean, it's obvious that there's energies in our bodies, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like when there's something blocked in your energy, you can't really like respond in the right ways, I suppose. So to me, I think like from like my anxiety and whatnot, I just feel like my body just wasn't working properly.
Okay.
My body and my mind weren't together.
Like
if you
physically,
will.
like pooping and digesting and stuff?
No, more like
or-
my thoughts. You remember how
Okay.
we were doing an episode, we recorded an episode that, anyway, about feelings.
Right.
Not too long ago. And I was
Yes.
saying to you, I feel like I've been on the edge of tears for so long. Like I
Okay.
just feel like something's not right. No,
Okay.
nothing serious. Nothing,
Right.
you know, like I wasn't depressed. I wasn't anything. But it's just like there's some sort of energy that's inside me that's just like constantly buzzing in the wrong way.
Okay.
And I just wasn't about it anymore.
Right.
I was so sick of it. I
Right.
was sick of it. And so for ages I've been looking to do something like, just like cleansing your chakras or like getting the energy moving, getting something through
Okay.
that will just like relax the body a little bit instead of
Right.
me being in this constant state of like panic. Like I would constantly be in my head instead of just being like normal. Like I asked you the other day, I'm like, don't you just walk around with like this bag full of feelings all the time? Like,
No.
are you just not constantly thinking about your feelings?
No.
And that's what I was doing. I was constantly just walking around and questioning myself, like, am I anxious still? Am I still feeling it? Okay, I'm happy. Let's keep this feeling happy. Like,
Right.
like everything's fine.
Okay.
Everything's good. Okay.
Yeah.
And then something would upset me and be like, oh my God, I'm not feeling well. Like I'm feeling sad. I'm
Yeah.
feeling bad. Like get rid of it. Like it's this
Yeah.
constant movement of thought about my feelings.
Yeah.
That just doesn't seem right. Nobody
And
should
the
walk
more
around like that.
you like obsess about something, the worse it gets.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
And so I just never felt at any point like I was just like baseline.
Okay.
Like there was no sense of like, I'm just like a normal person.
Right.
I was constantly thinking and overthinking everything that was happening to me.
And was it all like emotional based, or what do you mean when you say you were overthinking everything? that was
Totally
happening to
emotional.
you?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Emotional
Because
based.
I think
Okay,
I'm really
yeah.
scared of being anxious again.
Okay. Right.
And because of that, I'm constantly questioning myself whether I am
Right.
or I'm not.
So you're anxious of being anxious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Right.
And I guess like you can go to therapy. Everybody does their own thing, right?
Yeah,
Like
of
everybody's got their
course.
own way
Yeah.
of getting rid of it. But I found this chick,
Yes.
okay, that does like spiritual healing and like energy cleansing.
Right.
I was like, yes, this is my woman.
Okay.
So I went for like a 90-minute session
Of Reiki.
of
She
Reiki.
used Reiki.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was fucking fabulous.
Okay.
Like again, for people like me who I feel like I don't need religion in any of that shit, but like I need like some sort of spiritual guidance.
Sure.
You know what I
whatever
mean?
you want. Yeah.
That's literally what Henry said. He was like, whatever you need, babe. That's cool. Yeah. Because you guys don't need it. Like I feel like people
Yeah.
like you are so like, I don't want to say stable humans. 'Cause, I mean, you are, but like you just don't have that trouble inside of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whereas I'm constantly like worried about my feelings and thoughts and thinking. And I think
Yeah.
that maybe probably even comes back from my dad. Like my dad's very much like, you know, head is in the clouds kind of
Right,
guy
okay,
where he,
yeah.
you know, he's always done astrology and astronomy and all that sort of stuff. Like we've always been about that. So I've
Yeah.
always been a huge believer in like energies and how it like moves through your body. So I just wanted to go get my chakras cleansed.
Okay.
I wanted to get them cleared. And it was so amazing. This poor lady Can you imagine?
You walking in. She's like, how long is your appointment booked for? Because there's a lot about you, right?
Can you imagine?
Your energy.
So I just
like,
want to, well, first of all, I just have a quick thing to say about what is Reiki for those of us who don't know.
Totally.
Right? So,
yes.
Right. So Reiki is an ancient technique used for stress reduction and relaxation and has been shown to have several benefits, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So they ended up actually using it in like hospitals and stuff back in the day. So Reiki is based on the belief that there is a life force energy that flows through all living things, which is true. There is an energy flowing through all things. Of course. That's just fact, right? So when this energy is blocked or disrupted, it can lead us into an unwell state of being. That's where I was. Okay, I was in an unwell state of being.
Now, just a quick question. And I know you'll say, I don't know, but when it says ancient, are we talking about like ancient, like 200 years ago, or like ancient thousands of years ago?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it could be. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like as long as I guess we've known that there's energies in the body, probably somebody's been trying to manipulate it and like move it around, right?
Okay, so you go and you find this lady.
So I go and I find this lady.
Did you find her on Instagram? Like, how did you find her?
No, I found her on Google.
Okay,
I just Googled her. Amanda Twigg. She's amazing. She's in Stone's Corner for those of us who are Brisbaneites.
Right down the road
from me. Right down the road from me. Yeah, the other day.
Hey, Twigs.
Hey, oh my God, she was amazing. And so we just like sit in this like really peaceful dark room and she's got that lovely music going on and then she's just like, okay, what's your deal? And I'm like, oh, hey, you know.
Were you trying to talk
like
really quietly too?
Well, it's also funny because like, you know, in my head I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to tell her that's wrong with me. But then when you get there, you can't get it out.
No,
like how do I explain to a total stranger like all my internal thoughts and feelings about why I'm here? It's like, I can't explain it to myself, let alone explain it to her.
Yeah.
So then it took me like ages to get out what I'm trying to say, which is literally just like I overthink my life and everything. Like I'm constantly in a state of like like just wondering how I am. It's very annoying. But then I started crying.
Of course you would.
Right?
Of course you would. But I think that's part of the healing, isn't it?
Must be because, and then I sobbed and I sobbed. You should have seen me sobbing. I had to keep apologizing to her. And she was like, oh my God, it's fine. Like this is what we're here for. Because I felt bad for this lady. I'm like, this isn't therapy. You're not here to solve my childhood problems. You know what I mean?
No, but I would think energy is linked to tears.
Totally. Like, oh my God.
I think everyone that goes into her room would cry.
They must. There's tissues right next to you. So obviously,
like it's
welcome, right?
Yes.
And because like I said to you, like I've been so teary these last few weeks. Anything could have tipped me off. Like it doesn't matter. Like I think about my children and suddenly be like, oh my God. Like everything was like setting me off. It was really weird. And so I just got it all out and I cried and I cried. Anyway, so she like just works with your energy. I don't really even know how to explain it. Like I had my feet on the floor and then she takes a few minutes just to see like where everything's at. She sees in her own way or whatever. Now, I know that, again, lots of people wouldn't believe this, but like she would be like, okay, send this energy out through your head. So like have a think about it, like close your eyes, like think about where your energy is, you know, shoot it out through your head, shoot it out through your left ear, through your right, shoot it out through your feet. And then I would because like my anxiety normally sits in my belly, like where my plexus is. And so it would just feel like nervousness that comes into the belly. And so like we get rid of that. She moves all the energies through and then suddenly I'd feel it again. And she would be like, what just happened? She goes like, what was that? Like you just got it back, didn't you? Like she can feel that energy coming back in. And so it took us ages to just like get it out and move it along.
Now is she rubbing her
No, she's not touching me.
No, I know. But rubbing her hands, I shouldn't say rubbing, like moving her hands around your body.
That happened at the second half of the appointment. So the first half of the appointment was us sitting across from each other.
Yeah.
And she was just like checking out my energy and trying to get me to shift it myself. Okay. So like move it along and move it around or whatever. And then I laid down and she covered my eyes. Yeah. And it was the beautiful music. And then she was just like, fully like just like doing whatever she does with above me.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I thought I would come out of there feeling fucking fabulous. Like, oh, everything's going to be, you know, but she was like, you won't, because what was happening is anytime I would feel this anxiety, my energy, spirit, whatever you want would fuck off. She'd be like, see ya, I don't want to be here. So this is how I honestly felt. Like I was having these out of body experiences because I was never fully like together. I was never fully present because I would just get anxious and be like, oh, I don't want to feel this. So I would try and avoid it.
Right.
So then she was like, what we did now is kind of like Peter Pan's shadow. That's what I said to her. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like the shadow that ran away, but now the shadow's back with me. So like my body felt so heavy because she was like, your mind, body and spirit have come back together.
Right.
So I felt so heavy. And then I went for a massage because she was like, oh yeah, massage will help you because like, you know, your body will be like just oiled up basically and like rubbed down. Somebody's going to be touching you. So touch is going to be really good for you for the moment. Okay. So I went straight to a massage afterwards. And then I came home and I had this like blackout nap.
Right.
Where I just slept for half an hour. It was amazing. And then since then, I just don't have any of those like crazy thoughts and feelings anymore. I just kind of.
it's only been a couple days.
It's been a couple of days, so that's true. So we probably should have done. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing how I go for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Because I just haven't thought about it. That's what's been really weird to me. Like I keep waiting for it.
Yeah.
But I just haven't really. And honestly, if I do start feeling like that again, I'm just going straight back to her and be like, okay, just top me up. Just give me whatever you did last time.
And how often did she say for you to go?
She didn't. She was just like, you should be fine now. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So it's not like she was like an invitation to bring me back. She probably didn't want me back in her office after all that. She's like, I fucking need a break from you.
No. Oh my God. You would not be the first.
She was lovely. Oh no, she was amazing. She really was good. But I just kind of feel like I've been very like grounded is the best way I can say it.
Look, if it works for you, it works for you. Yeah. I think it's a load of shit, but it's everybody's like, for me, I would think it's more of a mental thing.
But also there is something about energies moving, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Like, there's energies in the body and there has to be, like if we've got them, there has to be a way of manipulating and moving it, right? There's got to be some sort of experts in that field that like are able to work with that energy.
Yeah. But that's where I'm saying it's a mental thing for you to be like, okay, I'm feeling this. Okay, well, don't feel that. Yeah. Move it on. Like, get it out of your system, blah, blah. That's my thought process on it. Does everybody has to do and think what works for them.
Whatever works for them. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Because to me, to be honest, the alternative would be like therapy. And I'm not doing that. I've done that before. I don't want to go in and tell somebody about my husband because it's not about him. You know,
I was going to say, but that's not the
It always ends up being
anxiety.
like that. That you have to go through all your thing to try and figure out who's who in the zoo. It's like, I just know there's some sort of in me, I feel like you're right. So like I need to find the way to treat myself. Yeah. And to me, it was all about just like a pent up energy that needed to move on.
Because it's all stemmed to your anxiety, right?
Yes, I think so. I think so because like as much as I don't feel it anymore and I don't have those same stresses, like it still lives inside me and I wanted to get, like there was no way for it to move on. Yeah. And I think when it stays inside you for so long, it gets used to being there. Okay. And so then it's just this thing that like lives inside you and I just wanted it to fuck off.
It's like a cancer. It just keeps building.
Totally.
If you think about it too. Yeah. Like literally keep thinking about it. It just builds and builds and builds.
That's right. So hopefully I'm curious to see how I go over the next few weeks as well. Yeah. Because I have no idea. Like, I don't know what it's going to do for me. I've had Reiki done maybe when I was a teenager at one of those shows once. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So anyway.
Look, it's interesting. One of my good family friends back home, she became a Reiki.
Oh, right.
I don't know what they're called.
I don't know.
Don't know what they're called. Yeah. And I'm like, that's cute.
Honestly, if you don't need it, like I'm jealous of people who don't feel like they need anything. Yeah. Like, I can't believe you just walk around with, like, not a million thoughts shooting through your head constantly.
I have a million thoughts as in, like, I got to do this, I got to do that. Yeah. I have a constant to-do list in my head. That's what takes up my brain space.
But it doesn't stress you out.
No, not at all. Some weeks are harder than others, but that's everybody. That is every parent on this planet.
Mine seems over the top. Right. Like, it seems like it's disproportionate to what I have to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, even when I'm resting, I never fully feel rested because I'm constantly, like, there's some sort of pent-upness in me.
Your mind just
it just will not stop. So it's just been nice to kind of have a few days of peace, to be honest.
Look, if it works for you, I'm happy that you went and saw your
Lenny, you're so supportive.
Look, I'm always supportive. I'm always a judgmental like person, but that's only because that's the way the world is, right?
Totally.
Not everyone's going to believe in the same stuff.
And I'm glad we don't, because if we both did, can you imagine what this podcast would be? Lots of gongs and hippies and shit.
Ew, and cults. Well, that was ChatterBox. Thanks for chatting with us.
And remember to review, rate, subscribe, and come back and listen to us again. Is that it, Lenny? Done.
Tick.